let me ask you one question. You see how the churches teach? They teach in a passive manner, right? Very quietly, right? Very open armed, right? Now, in all the communities where you see churches, is there violence there? Are people still killing each other? Are people paying attention to what the churches are saying? They're paying attention to who? The loudmouth people on TV, the rappers, the entertainers, the so forth and so on. So now when the word of God is preached, in the same manner that it may be taught in TV, how come it's not accepted? It's only not accepted because it's what our people don't really want to do.
Just as black men, I feel like we have an obligation to do better than what we think we know.
So now, can a pussycat wake up a pussycat?
Maybe if you look at the
Or can a lion wake up a pussycat?
Maybe if you look at the right way, yes, you can.
Not true, brother. And I tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
A brother can't wake up another brother.
Hear me out.
Have to be something
Hear me out.
different.
Hear me out. I don't want to argue with you.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want to argue. I want to deal with common sense. Brothers just taught you. You learned something, right? In church, they won't do that to you. You understand? They're not going to do that. They're going to say people should pull up their pants. They won't even mention it. You understand? The Most High teaches us in certain ways and manners to speak. You understand? Give me Titus real quick. But you had a scripture you're going to pull. Go ahead.
I put out Job 38. Gird up your loins like a man.
Come on, you gotta read that.
I'm show you why I told you
that.
because I just read show my people their transgressions, right? So
You're not. Don't worry about it. You're not.
I saw love. We here for love, bro. We don't preach it. So
Absolutely.
So he's gonna pull out a scripture, and these scriptures are gonna guide you. You understand? All right. Look at you.
So this is the book of Job, chapter 38 and verse 3. It says, gird up now thy loins like a man.
your loins is this area, so right? When you put on a belt, it holds your loin area, right?
Right? So gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
So we gotta, like you said, we gotta mission, we gotta reach people, right? So how am I gonna reach you if I don't come at you like a man?
And let me get that. You hear what he's saying? You pay close attention to that? Now watch this. That's speaking about physical and spiritual aspect. How do we know that? Where's a man's loins located? Your loins are in this area here, right? So it says the gird of thy loins like a man. It's speaking in the physical aspect of our dress, but spiritually, we don't know how to be men. You understand? We don't know how to gird up our loins like men by taking care of our families. Showing respect to brothers. Showing respect to our women. You understand? So this is where we lose out. So this is why when you see us out here the way that we teaching and showing men how to be according to what the scriptures say, not according to how we feel. You understand? Now another thing, when you deal with Jesus Christ, who the earth called Jesus Christ, it speaks about him, right? And how it says real simple, how he spoke as one with authority. Okay? Not like the scribes and the Pharisees, because he said things that the people did not like to hear, that the people didn't want to adhere to. You understand? Now read what you got, Lord.
Titus chapter 2, verse 15. These things speak and exhort.
He said, these things speak and exhort. What things? The things of the scriptures. It's things of the Most High. Speak and exhort these things and do what? Come on.
And rebuke with all authority.
And rebuke with all authority. Our people don't like that. When the Most High says for a man to gird up his loins and how to dress physically and spiritually, it's hard to tell a black man that. It's hard to tell all our people that. They don't want to hear that. You understand? When the Most High tells us to let our people know to stop selling drugs to each other, men don't want to hear that. It's not like, hey, look, take care of your women. They don't want to hear that. They want to be hustlers. They want to be pimps and ballers. You understand? Read on, Lord.
Let no man despise thee.
It said, let no man despise thee. And what that despising is, we're teaching you in the ways and the manner of the Most High, so you may not have liked it in the beginning. That's why brothers kept on dealing with you to let you know, no, brother, we're here to teach you and we're here to show you. You understand? So that's the vibration that we show on our people, man. According to the scriptures, brother. No more so than anything else, we appreciate your time. You understand? Your time, because the Creator has called us all. All of us, all of our men. You understand? To raise up, brother. So anything that you hear, remember, it may not sound good or feel good, because the scriptures even says that. Who should we listen to? You and your tight ass parents? That's right. Huh? Your whorish outfit.
Bring it up.
Yes, I'll tell you what your outfit look like. Hey, who this guy this side? Now I'll tell you why you got on the whorish outfit. I'll tell you real simple. You're not from New York, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
You see the strip over here? This is 44th Street.
Oh,
okay. You go down there, that's 47th.
Okay,
listen.
Make it make sense.
Listen. If you shut your damn trap, you'll be able to hear me. If you go down to 42nd Street, right?
Right.
There was nothing but prostitutes and whores walking all up and down these streets. And you had hungry, salivating niggas buying their ass. And guess what they knew? The outfit you got on today. You understand? They got on that outfit you got on. You understand? You're a fashionista and artist. Guess what?
You can Google me.
Everybody, I don't give a goddamn. Listen, listen. That's your problem. You know what your problem is? You're a goddess. You're a goddess. The goddess, guess what? It's about to be cold. It's about to dip down to 42nd degrees. If you're a goddess, then you make it warm. I'll wait.
I'll make my life warm.
You're like, oh yeah, you're a goddess. Take your goddess ass on down. Go ahead and get on the train. Go ahead and get in the car. Call an Uber. Call an Uber. You a goddess? Call an Uber. How could a goddess give you? You a goddess?
Yes, I'm a goddess.
Okay, prove to me a goddess. Prove to me you're a goddess. Yeah, absolutely. You speak light? Not telling me that that's okay to dress that way. Okay, let's get with the Most High said. Give me Deuteronomy 22. Come on. You say, yes, I'm listening. I'm listening. Come on. I'm listening. Oh my God. 22 and 5. All right.
Okay, y'all, I just had to pause this 1 second. The reason why I'm showing this live example, because what I'm going to go into, you know, it's a perfect example because I heard her voice too, so I want her voice to be heard too, or what she said. I'm just going to say this. Y'all going to understand when after this I'm getting into. She said she's a goddess. Alright? Do you know what goddess mean? Even if you look at the English dictionary, a goddess is a woman of God light. Alright? How do we put that in context with the scripture? Alright? We do have a pair that we're supposed to wear as women. And garments just like the men. So he is right on that part if we following the biblical narrative. Okay, so sisters, don't get mad to be corrected. I done had to be corrected too, but the difference is I already read for myself what I need to be wearing in the apparel and all that. You shouldn't have to have nobody, you know, telling you if you are already seeking that. But for ones that just don't want to hear it, they are completely correct on your dress code. I often wear pants still because that's all I got. Sometimes I wear them under my dress, but when I go out in public lately, for the past year, so I try to find me a dress to put on or whatever, but I put tights under my dress. Okay, but yes, they are correct for us the garments we should wear, and it does tells us in Deuteronomy, the law, how the Most High want us to dress and present ourselves. When you see my pictures of my, you know, grandmothers or women of our nations in ancient times and my pictographs, they have on dresses. It's the reason why I use women with the dresses, our grandmothers with dresses. You can be beautiful and make it look fashion in dresses with your tights under it. I mean, you can make it fit. It's not even all so much about your beauty anyway. Your spirit gonna show through that anyway. So they are correct about that. But if you're using the word goddess, then you still have to say that means to be like God like. And God already told us what he like and what women should wear. So that's correct on that part. But for her to just walk by and just say shut that bull crap, what she said bullshit, but it's pretty crazy. I heard her.
Listen, I'm gonna show you. Give me Isaiah 58. Give me Isaiah 58. Let's see what the Most High said. Give me Isaiah 58. Now watch this. Now read what you got, Lord. Read what you got. Yeah. It's the book of Deuteronomy. Dress code. And now you read what you got. Now watch this. Hey, sis, come here. I'm gonna give it to you. Give me Isaiah 58. Watch this, sis. Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1.
Come on.
Cry aloud.
The Most High said to Most High said to cry aloud. You see, our people go to church every Sunday. Right? The pastors do and say, hey, come on up here. They pass the plate. They don't teach our people no, but the scriptures tell you to cry aloud. Now watch this. Read what it say. Come on. Spare not. It says to spare not. People get upset. They don't like what they hear. You understand? They don't like what they understand is. We from the streets. Okay? So we didn't like things that the Most High said to do and change. You got killers back here. We didn't like what the Most High said to do, but we repented from that. How do we repent? Because we were taught the right way. So it says what? Read them here. Come on. Cry aloud. It says to cry aloud do what? Spare not. It says to spare not. Come on, read. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Come on, read. And show my people. And show my people their transgressions. Listen. It says show my people their transgressions. You know what a transgression is? When our sisters don't dress appropriately. You know what a transgression is? Hear me out. You know what a transgression is? When our men don't act appropriately. Okay? We all walked in the spirit of transgression. All of us walked in the spirit of transgression. But we've been corrected from that. You understand? This is why we don't act in a manner in the ways that we used to, according to the scriptures. You see that, sister? See, like, we don't even realize, like, the white man calls himself a Jew, right? The white man think that he's a ruler. But guess what? You know who the real Jews are? We are. We are the ruler. We're the chosen people on this planet. We're the chosen people on this planet. You understand that, sister? Sister, we the chosen people on this planet. But they don't tell us that. You understand that? And you know how you can adapt to that? You know how you adapt to that? According to this word. According to this word. How so? Tell me out. Tell me, sis.
You're saying the aggression and everything, but look, a simple word just made you disrespect her. She's fully clothed. How does she look like a prostitute?
Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Listen, that's why we just read out.
He didn't disrespect you, sister. He said what you were wearing was whorish. But that's the problem. Y'all take the understanding of man and y'all confuse it because you and your feelings would not have you receive the truth. He did not call her a whore. I'm sitting here listening. He said what you got on is whorish. After she said shut that bull up. Okay, so if I was to judge to say who disrespected first, it would be her because she disrespected the word that was bringing forth. She said shut the bull up. He still didn't even respond to say something to her directly of her being. He simply said what you got on is whorish. So y'all can't keep using that I'm a woman image. Oh, you coming down on me. You calling. No, listen to the words that's being spoken. And you'll understand the man understanding what he's trying to say. He said your clothes particularly, not you. Okay? But if you're walking in a harlot, you're dressing in a harlot, you're thinking like a harlot, then what you gonna be considered? According to the word, a harlot. It's okay, we all have walked in some type of form of weakness when we didn't know, but the purpose of is when you do know, or when somebody is trying to correct you, is that you understand what place, where they're coming from. Understanding your neighbor, understanding your brother or sister. So no, the first draw, or I would say the first strike, was on her, with her tongue. So my thing is, he didn't say you were a whore persist. So stop trying to use a woman image because you know you a woman. You know you're supposed to be respected. You know we have value. You know these things, but yet you're not even applying it to yourself. You can't call him out if he's saying you're dressing like a whore if you're really dressing like a whore. You can't find, you have to clean the beam out your own eye before you start turning around and trying to correct. So in order for him to be incorrect with coming to you, then you will need to be dressed accordingly what the scriptures say. Then can he call you that? Or can he say your clothes is harsh? No. Okay, so the Messiah was blameless in according to what the Pharisees was coming to. Every way they came, They couldn't. You know how? Because he wasn't walking in nothing for them to see of any type of they can use. That's being wise as a serpent, sis. So at the end of the day, it's like you're just turned over that quick to play the image of a woman now. I'm a woman. How dare you talk to me like that? No, you're getting corrected. You're getting reproached. You're getting rebuked. And it's the truth. So I don't understand why you can just really quickly just start turning into the image of a woman, using the image of a woman real quick. That's crazy. And then you call yourself, you use the word goddess. This is what I be talking about right there.
It says, show my people their transgressions. It said to cry aloud. And it said to spare not. You understand? Now watch this. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out.
God looks at your
Let me help you out. Sister, let me help you out. Let's see what God say. Read what God say.
She said, God looks at your heart. Sister, the only way he gonna consider your heart is if your heart is for him. Being for him will be his word, his law, his commandments. He said, if you love me, you shall keep my commandments. God don't just look down on a sinner just because it's hard and call them. It was something else they had to do. You have to meet God halfway. If you want him to look at your heart, look at God's heart. And the heart of him is his wisdom, is his understanding. You know, as when you relate to your counterpart, your husband or your boyfriend, or you're dating, you're trying to spiritually connect, looking at each other, you know, understanding. They gave this through the imagery of a man and a woman. So at the end of the day, yes, he do look at your heart, but you have to look at God's heart too and what he's trying to tell you to do. He's the one that teach you how to love. You can't love him and not love his commandments and his law. So he's not going to just change his law and commandments just because you decide you want to live a certain way and you don't want to change. So you want him to compromise everything for you, but nowhere meeting him halfway when he has his wisdom here for us to be instructed on how we should go about things and how he loves, how he looks at things. So as a goddess, my sister, you have to look at it in the God form. Your opposition is a God, right? So if you saying you a goddess, then you will be on God-like form, right? In your mind, connecting to your God, right? You'll know what upsets your God. You know what he doesn't like. You'll know what you shouldn't do, what to tempt him. That's so. I mean, you using these words, but you're not understanding. That's crazy. But this is what y'all do. Y'all go off the image of a woman. You can't use that with the Most High, the image of a woman. He created us. We can't use that to justify anything that we do. We just can't. I don't care if we women or not, we're the form of wisdom or not. We ain't going to be able to use that with the Father because he created us too. Not only did he create man, he created us too. So you don't have a separate creator outside of the man. The same one that created the man created the woman. Do you hear me? These same laws and these commandments that go for the man goes for the woman too. It's you can't separate the two. But the white man has told us throughout generations that we're independent and strong. We're independent. Like we got a separate creator outside of the black man. I can understand that delusion y'all under. I can understand it. That mindset. But I don't at the same time because you know that you didn't come from nothing but a black man. You're a black woman. So the illusions, the things, the knowledge of the serpent, it needs to be exited out because you only going to go confused with that. You're only going to go confused because they can't tell you as a black woman. A white man cannot be a father to you and tell you your way, your knowledge, your understanding, and mold you. Only a black man can do that. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's not They don't understand your culture. Even though they were slave masters over us, you got to understand the history of your grandmothers and understand that that was not the way. Although they allowed these things to happen for us to, you know, be chastised, you have to get out that mindset that has put us under as black women, as we're independent from our black male. We can't even get here without a black father creating us. It's impossible. It's impossible. And when you start looking at it in a goddess mind that you say you are, then you'll understand it. That's godlike. You're thinking like that. But stop using the images of a woman, because that's not going to work.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Listen to what God says. Sister,
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
see that the scriptures say that a woman shall not wear which pertaineth unto a man. What pertains unto a man? Riches that call pigs. Now why? Here's why see, I know you don't want to listen. That's all right. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you this. Listen. Just listen. Sister, you ready to listen? Now watch this. Here's why God said that a woman shouldn't wear what's pertaining unto a man. You want to know why? It's real simple. See, a lot of women, y'all show your physique in your pants. Pants look nice and good, so forth and so on. But understand this one thing. You have an open cavity. Men don't have an open cavity. So now when your cavity is closed up by certain cotton and things that you wear, it affects your private area. It affects your private area so severely that you're not even aware of that. When you're wearing certain color underwear, that goes right up in your TT. Okay, and it affects it later. But we don't think like this. Right. Because you think that that's real sexy. I get it. You know why? Because men salivate because they can see the curves. So that's what they want to see. But they're not teaching you to dress right according to the Most High. So now, understand this. And we can prove this in a very simple fact. Once it's just real simple. Now ask any man. Ask any man. And to prove that you sisters do get affected by having your cavity closed up by tight jeans and so forth. And we'll prove it. When any man wears his tighty whities or his little tight drawers or whatever, he builds up bacteria around his testicles. And he has to go take a goddamn shower. You know why? Because that bacteria builds up and it builds a little smell. So now just imagine when y'all got your tight pants on all day and night long. You see the effect? There's an effect. Now, so I just showed you the effect on us, and there's an effect on you. So this is why the Most High said for a woman of how to dress, to protect themselves. It's a physical thing to protect yourself. You understand? Go ahead, read that again. Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Come on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So a man shouldn't be walking around here with the clothing that a woman will wear. Because that causes confusion. Wait, hold on, sister. So wait a minute. I'm going to listen to you. I swear I'm going to listen to you. So now, give me Corinthians. You know what I want? 6. Now listen. I'm listening to you. You know what it is. I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer you. 63. Sister, I'm going to answer you. Listen, I'm going to answer you. Listen, it's very important. See, that's the one thing. Listen. Now notice, I also condemn men. That I gave an example. When men wear tight drawers, they get that thing. So a woman, if she don't think that something gonna happen up there, she has a problem. She don't want to hear that. So now watch this, sister. Appearance means everything. This is why women are dressed in a certain manner so that they can be attractive to a man and vice versa for men. So don't say we're judging off appearance. Everybody judges off appearance. Everybody. You understand?
She's a whore for dressing like she dressed.
I didn't listen. Nobody said. I'm answering you. Wait a minute. I said dress like a whore. Don't be listen. If you're not a whore, it's nothing to be offended by. You gotta say, wait, sister, did I call you a whore or did I speak about your dress code? Understand this. I know shit. Hey sis, watch it, sis. Just like I told her, she's not from. I I know you're not from New York. It's like I told her. And then, listen, hear me out. This strip over here, y'all don't know. That's how the prostitutes used to dress over here. You understand? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know because you got on pants. I understand your argument too. I get it. You got to argue that. You got on the same thing. All right, finish what you got. Say what? Hold on. Run along. Now read what you got.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Give me the judgment in Corinthians. Now watch this. Now remember you said about judgment, right? You said don't judge, right? Now what? Let's see what the scripture says. Come on.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
The saints shall judge the world. You know who's talking? Listen. I don't listen. We here to lift you up. Y'all don't realize that. You take it the wrong way, and because the Lord said that my people won't be offended. We know that. Listen. Relax, man. Let's work. So now, listen to what I say.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
So the Most High said that we're able to judge the smallest.
He's telling you right. In Isaiah, the whole book is full of judgment, and he says that I'm going to establish my righteousness through my children. They shall judge. I want to call in my counselors, and I'm going to gather them to judge. Now the problem is, black women or black men can abide by the government laws of the land. Whatever the so-called any other nation of a judge set up, y'all can obey that, right? I've been there. I've obeyed it. I ain't saying it's wrong to obey the law of the land. But if y'all can submit to that and be cautious and maneuver in the law of the land with full obedience or under, why can't your brother and sister be over you to judge you? Why was it a problem when correction is coming from the tongues of your own people? But y'all can accept it from any other nations of any other judgment or anything that come to you. You know, that's crazy. That's just like me if I was a sister in slavery and I went to my other sister and said, you know, some things to her, you know, that I see like, you know what, that's not, you know, right. That's, you know, you shouldn't do that. The word didn't tell us to put that on, or the word didn't say to do this. Alright, but I would say a so-called pale woman or Indian woman come behind me, supposed to be over us in slavery or whatever, and you go listen to her. That'll be the same example. Why can't you receive it from your sister and brother? You know, so that just right there tell you how deep the curses go. For us individual wise, that's how deep it go. It's wrong. It's wrong because we are here to tell you, because we experience the fear of the Most High. The ones that was called, they have been called for a reason, because they know His judgment. They know that fire. They know that fear from when they was in sin and what happened to them. And I wouldn't want that for y'all. But some of them gonna get burnt with it to be shown. This is nothing to play with. The word ain't nothing to play with. You can't just live how you want to live in life. It never ever in existence. It's always been universal law. It's always been something established for as a spiritual aspect in life, for us to be balanced in this world, in this flesh. So that's so crazy. She's talking about don't judge. But the Bible, the biblical text, Mother Wisdom, the Son, and the Father all said about judgment. I mean, it's that simple, but I guess it's just when you're dealing with women that's just so, I would say so stubborn, so content. Have I been there before? Yeah, I could say that. But here's what lies with my choice, is that I accept truth. That's it. You know, regardless of what it was, if it's true, I can accept it. But what I can't accept is someone throwing out the word with no understanding. Thou shalt not judge. You should supposed to be judging yourself. So that means if you going off of that with no understanding, that means you never gonna judge yourself. You got a rude awakening. It starts with yourself. It do. And if you can't even judge yourself on the smallest amount and self-discipline yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. A serious problem. Saying words you don't even understand or you do not know.
All this matters. Just like you're able to judge. If you see a little kid walking around here with a sneaker untied, you have the proper judgment to say, wait, tie your shoe. So now if we see something that's wrong that the Most High wants us to do right, we have the right to judge according to the scriptures. You understand?
I wasn't a goddess because I'm just...
No, sister. You're getting all... So you got your emotions. I'm going to tell you why... Relax, sis. I'm going to tell you why you got your emotions. I'm going to tell you why you got your emotions. Here's why you got your emotions. Because of your clothing. Because of your clothing. That girl that just left, you know what she called me? She called me a damn thug. She said you dress like a thug. That's what she said to me, right? Now watch this. Did you see me go, I ain't no thug. I'll teach you the Bible. I ain't do all that. I don't have to do that.
Because I am.
I don't have to do that. You know how you do that? Because you dealing with the word of the Most High.
Is that what
understand?
No. I grew up in church.
All right, no problem.
Reading the Bible.
Go ahead.
She says she grew up in the church. She grew up reading the Bible. Do we all got the same Bible? Because even if you go to other different translations, different stuff, I mean, certain stuff still had the same understanding about what it's saying. And she said she been in church. She grew up in church. She know the Bible. Like I said, sisters, the wise versions. I'm not the only one. You can go to any other woman too that you feel or that you know speaking. Trust me, they going to be in some type of form of the word. They going to be applying it. They dresses, they going to have their dresses. They going to know. You know, when you really read this word, you going to know. And that's the problem that we war against as women. Like, it's serious. That emotion part. It is. I know because it's so hard for us to accept correction at times. Not saying that, you know, this to be used against any woman, because it's still a distinctive difference. You know, we all dealing with that part. But more so the ones that's in the world, wisdom, they kind of just don't understand a lot. It's just so easy for them to be triggered off of anything somebody say. You know, and this is what it has came to as black women. This is what it has came to. They just don't. They don't even accept it from women. I mean, I understand why it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. Because majority of them just don't want to hear it. They just don't want to hear it. They're in their program, robotic mind, or rope-a-bait, as the scripture said, of their own self-righteousness that came from the Christian church. I was the little girl growing up in the Christian church. I read the Bible, but I didn't understand everything. I understand Yeshua words, but I didn't understand everything. I grew to understand this thing. And just now, recently in years, I started getting into it, really studying. Because like I said, one thing I do know is I grew up in it, you know what I'm saying? It still don't take away your common sense or your spirit. You either got it or you don't. Because if you still was reading the same book, it tells you a lot of this stuff. I had to come to the realization, all the wise versions, which are men and women alike, the wise, we all had to come through this in our sin. We all had to come to that obedience part. And we want y'all to know that it's serious. You know, you can't play with the Father's heart. You can't play with his law. You can't play with his commandments. You can't be lukewarm. You can't keep, you know what I'm saying? He gonna chastise you dearly. And it's your choice, even through that chastisement, do you want to still seek him? Are you going to just be obedient? Are you going to fully surrender? It says Jacob, didn't he wrestle with an angel? He contended with God. I'm telling you, bro, this is serious. So She just spitting out words. It's like her emotions is talking for her instead of her being her logical state and controlling the emotions. And that's what the wise virgins, the wise women of the part, are going to come to. They're going to be able to be ruled with their logic, but in subjection to their emotions. We'll learn how to control it. We'll know how to better maneuver it. Not saying we're going to be perfect, because we're still in this body. We're still women. We still got the seal of Eve. We're still going to deal with that part. But the difference is a woman knowing it. You still got to know. How do you understand yourself? You got to know yourself. We all got to come to this. If you don't know yourself and don't understand yourself, then you're going to be running off just like them. Just like her. Just like more examples I done seen. Off the emotions first. Train yourself, women, to do logical first, then emotion. Let the logical mind dictate the heart and the emotion and response. Take a deep breath if you got to. Just listen. Sometimes just listening has saved my life in certain instances. It have. I stopped and listened. I'm like, you know what, whether it was a man or a woman, it's been them cases where I was like, man, if I didn't just stop and listen at that second, I really would have not got the information I got, or I really would, you know, been on something else that could have led me something wrong. So, you know, I'm glad I listened for that moment. It's good to practice listening more. It's good to practice silence more. But let me finish this for y'all. But this is going to be part 4. I'm getting this out the way, because I just did the first thing, and I told you I was going straight into. That's what I'm finna get on after this. But I wanted to go ahead and get this rebuke and this correction, because it goes right along with what I was going to do anyway. Goes right along with it. So this is going to be my last thing. This is going to be my ending video, part 4, that I'm getting out the way now. But to end y'all with, to have y'all, you know, kind of know a real life example, leaving you with.
So I'm just asking you this. So what did I say wrong to you? I know she is. I know, listen. I know you are a, listen. What I know, I did not talk about you. Listen closely. What I said was that your prayer was wrong according to God. I just broke it down to you, sister. I just broke it. Listen, hear me out, please. I just broke it down real simple. Get the log in, please. Get the log in.
Oh yeah, you gonna have it tonight.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. Do ye not know the saints shall judge the world?
Matter of fact, go back to the dress code. Because I know y'all keep getting mad, but this is important. I'm going to deal with you, brother. I got you. Give me a second. I'm giving you. Now, see, here's the problem. Y'all are getting upset because listen. No. I didn't say, no. Some of them, not all of y'all. Not all of y'all. Most of y'all getting upset because I meant attire. You understand? Now think about it like this. Attire is very important because people are one judged by it. Right? It's real simple. You can't go in certain restaurants if you don't have certain attire on. Okay? You can't go on a job interview if you don't have certain attire on.
And I'm going to elaborate on that too. He said you can't go to certain job interviews with certain attire on. Okay, we all been in the world, in the system, and when we went to job interviews, it was a certain way we had to dress, right? Because we want to be the, you know, the one to get the job out of maybe 100 or 30 or 20 people that's lined up to get that position. Okay, y'all can do that for the system, going inside the system, but why can't that be applied with the Most High Kingdom? Of being ready for his kingdom, that it is going to be on earth. You know that, right? Okay, so why can't you be ready? Why can't you be dressed accord, as the scripture tell you to, as a woman? But you can do that for the system. You can do that for the system when you're going to go apply for a job. But why is it hard for when it comes to do it for your God, the one that created you with this nice figure that you say, this goddess, this hair, this complexion, this beauty that he created you with? But you can't just simply follow his instructions about what he wants you to do. But you can follow it when it comes to making your money, right, for your nails and your hair, right? So that's a good concept. That's a good concept, and I just want to elaborate. That's a good concept. It elevates your mind. Come on, that just elevated me.
You understand? When you walk the street a certain way, certain attire gets certain attention. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It only becomes complicated when our emotions get involved. So now this is why I had mentioned what the Creator had spoke about what people are supposed to wear. And he said how a man was not supposed to dress like a woman. Also said that a woman should not wear which pertains to a man. Now the main thing that pertained to a man was in ancient time was called breeches. Now we call it pants. Now, I explained through a science perspective, okay, not my opinion or how I feel, and now, no, hear me out, through a science perspective, you have an open cavity as a woman, and I'm going to explain it again. With an open cavity, let me finish this, I got you, let me finish this. With an open cavity, if a woman closes that cavity, bacteria rises up in it, regardless. You can spray, you can do all, but as you do it, that's not science, it's biology. And we can prove it on the man's side. Like I said before, if a man has on his tighty whities and all this stuff, he got to wash between his testicles because it's gonna have a terrible smell. And he has to do that, and that's over a few hours. So now you compare that to a woman with an open cavity. It's common sense. It has nothing to do with opinion. I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. No, because she understands the science. You understand? I got a daughter. She understands the science because she wants to take care of herself. It's a simple thing. I just want to say this. Yes, sir. I'm listening. No, quick question. For her. You did not call her a whore. You didn't know where she dressed. Absolutely. So you didn't talk about your sister. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I'm not offended because I know I'm a goddess. I know what I'm saying.
Now, it was me, the brother that just was right there, and the brother that's talking. That's 3 witnesses. All of us just said the same thing to you. He was not talking and said that you was a whore. He was talking about your clothes, the way you were wearing. So you just sit and lied and said he said you. He said no, your clothes that you're wearing. The brother came in the middle, y'all. He said the same thing to you. Hey, he's saying your clothes, your attire. He didn't call you one. Alright? Y'all already know about that. 2 or 3 witnesses. So I ain't got to tell y'all that. But it's like she just don't understand. Or she just trying not to understand.
You're not gonna let me talk.
I'm gonna let you talk, but you got offended because you know about the press code. Now I'm gonna listen to you. Go ahead. I hope y'all understand.
Let her talk.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I speak life. I'm motivated.
All right, no problem.
I feel like the personal choice. I've been there. I've done that. I made myself get up and be better. So that's why I said that I'm a goddess, because I bring life into people's life.
Okay, very haughty. Alright, you said you bring life. You a goddess. You throwing all these words out. But why you not walking like it then? Why you not walking like it? You know why I had to correct this and why I'm glad this was an example? Because I'm walking in his skin too. And it's like I get stereotyped or stereo group or whatever you want to call it of a word based off of a few black women. And I know my wise virgins, y'all understand the difference of womankind, the ones that we're not like that. But you see how the world has stigmatized every black woman like that, haughty. She's saying she give life, she's a goddess. If you give life and you a goddess, why are you not walking in it? You're only talking with your words, but words only prove what somebody want to be. That means you want to be a goddess, you want to be a life, you want to be a spiritual woman, but your whole demeanor, your whole attitude, your whole spirit is not showing of your very actions of your words. So you know what they call them people? Pretenders. They call you imitators of the real. Pretenders. And I don't like any woman that does that, because guess what, me and my sisters of my kind, we got to war against it. We got to be labeled that. We got to be taking all the harsh criticism and be, because of people in their head end up stereotyping all black women like this. So now they come across one that really ain't, boom, we getting all that being done to us for no reason. I ain't even never met this dude. And he like, man, y'all. Now we like, what? Heart and mind ain't even on it. But that's why I gotta be corrected. That's why I gotta be judges set up against the imitators in this skin complex, in this melon that want to sit up here and say the words, but they're not walking like it, not acting like it, and clearly can't even understand. Sister, if you just had understanding, that would have been okay. Like, okay, at least she got understanding. But you completely so quick to respond with your emotion, because you're not really listening. You're not really understanding what he just said, and people, you know, have told you. But no, that ain't what you trying to do. You got the spirit of Jezebel that goes straight off of emotionally response. Don't care what the message is, what is delivering. And that's a hard spirit to break. I dealt with it in the past in a few instances. So I know what it is. The reason why I'm able to explain it and tell it and see it, because I've been there from experience. I've been there. I know. And I've always dealt with that all my life through other women. Could come on men, but particularly women. But it's not just a feminine spirit on a woman. It can be on a man too, you know. But more so, it'll prone itself more to what is already the emotional being. Because we deal with it. It knows that part. Alright, so this is spiritual warfare. So if we doing spiritual battling and spiritual warfare, we got to understand ourselves first before we can get in the ring and tag and fight this spiritual warfare. Okay, but sister, you have no understanding. No understanding, and you're choosing not to. I see that. You're choosing to directly because it should have been understood, even when somebody corrected you and gave you to understand it, but you just you keep on. And you saying all these words, and you're in the image of a black woman. It's very shameful for us all. So we got to get this corrected, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of have to suffer or pay for other black women problems that they have caused in the world, or other black men problems in the world, or our nation being looked at as that's all we are, is this right here. This is not all we are. That is not. And the world gonna see. It is good in us. It is holiness in us. It is understanding in us. It is in us. Okay? So, you know, I just had to stop there.
Problem.
So what's wrong about that?
So now.
And here's the thing. Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Everybody has their own beliefs.
Okay.
Everybody has their own beliefs. You can't tell this person that because they believe in Allah and not Jesus Christ that they're going to hell. Let me finish.
All right.
I'm not done. I'm not crossing any.
Christianity doctrine. She said you can't tell nobody that believe in Allah that they going to hell, or somebody that believe in Jesus Christ that they going to hell. Jesus Christ said who is going to hell. Okay? So if you're following Christianity, hold on. Okay, yes. Didn't he say who is going to the lake of fire? Another thing is, no, I'm not going to say with my tongue and call out your name and say you're going to hell. No, yeah, that'll be wrong if you're talking from that conceptual point of view. But, okay, it's just like this. Like I've been giving y'all examples of the law of the land versus spirit. Okay, in the law of the land, what do you have? A judge, jury, prosecutors. Like I said, y'all can understand everything when it's coming to the world and the world government. Since y'all understand it like that, children of the world, or in sin, I'll give it to you like that, because I can still explain it through that. Alright, so you got the judge, the prosecutor, the jury. You got evidence, the forensics, right? Or whatever they got. Now, in order for somebody to be judged from something, you got to have evidence, right? And you have to have a case built against them, right? Alright, so if you're in sin and you got all these sins piling up on the list, you doing like 10 of them, I say. You know, piled up on the list. Okay, you got a messenger that's coming to you, or angel, whatever they call them, angel time. This brother could be an angel or a God in the flesh, or that sister could have been a God, whatever. The words you use in God is a real one, or whatever you want to call the words to the titles. The labelments. Alright, they come to you to warn you. They sending a message from God. They telling you, hey, turn back around. Trying to correct you before you go down that path, right? Just like probably somebody corrected you before you went inside the system. You did something, got caught up, police took you to jail. Now you're facing a judge and all this. The prosecutors, the jury. In order for you to be found guilty, there has to been a case against you, right? It had to been somebody that came to you far as I would say, well, it has to been someone that had the evidence or the case or whatever you did against you, and they had to have proof, right? The proof is from your words and your actions. If your brother or sister come to you and told you today, hey, sister, I'm telling you, you're walking in the heart, you need to change your prayer, you need to get in your word. Alright, then you come back, you got another message, not the same one, but they coming with the same message. Say, sister, nah, that ain't right. You run into another Israelite group, or you run into another brother or sister, they say that ain't right. Now the Most High done did this probably about 3 or 4 times. Next thing you know, boom, your soul is being taken up for judgment. Then you get up to him, he right there, your maker, and he asks you, okay, I found you guilty of whoredom, fornication, all types of abominations. Do you have the spirit? Did you know what I'm saying? Because your garment is your heart, right? Since you talking about your heart. He asked you, why didn't you seek for me? Why didn't you look at my instructions? I sent my message to you. I left my word to you. I did this. This is your maker telling you, your God, right? What can you say? What can you come against him? Because he says it ain't no judgment against him. There's no judgment against his wisdom. Nothing. Because it's perfect. It's holy. So, what can you say? You're going to say that Jesus Christ told me that it was okay? Or Allah told me that it was okay? I believe the doctrine that was fed to me. The preacher, the pastor, or whatever I was following on the news or whatever, they told me it was okay. So I believed it. Well, why didn't you seek my heart? Why didn't you seek the ways? Why you didn't ask me for the spirit and I can get you the understanding of the book? I mean, the word is there. Why? It's going to be so much. These are just examples I'm saying that can be you. What can you say? You can't say Jesus Christ when even him, the Son of Man, structured you to the Father's law, and then he already explained who going to the lake of fire. So how can you even use his title as that gave you okay to reject his truth? He's not even the Son of Man. If y'all even just following the Christ image, he's still in the word didn't say that. So you still can't accuse him of telling you that no, he didn't say that. No time did he say that it's okay to reject sound wisdom, sound doctrine, his Father's law, based off his image that somebody told you he said. Did the Spirit of truth come to you? He came to him, yourself and said that? No, he didn't, because the Spirit of truth is going to say exactly and going to give you the sound doctrine of his wisdom that is correspond with the word. That's why it's called truth, because it's absolute fact. It ain't gonna contradict the word. The spirit that come to you is not gonna contradict the word. So, and when you said that Allah can be a name of God, just like people just say Yah. Some people just deal with the name Yah. Okay, his name is Alayam or Alahaya, or some people just say Ahaya. That is the one that is the great I am spirit. If you talking about that, and you see how Allah seem like it's inside of that. I already went over the knowledge about that, sister, about how was plagiarized, how it's broken down, how you got bits and pieces of his name broken down. He is many names, many gods. That's why he said that I am Omega Alpha, because he knows our human brain has made many different gods in this world to worship. He has. So, but he still know all of it's going to come back to him at the end. My children going to come back to me at the end. Even through all this knowledge I put stuff everywhere, in every religion, everything. My spirit has places in every side to be a reproof, a correction, and it's also to serve the ones that don't want to serve me. Okay, y'all can go follow that delusion, that setup. See, he creates good and evil. You got to know his balances to understand his mind. It ain't no way. Do that mean just because the balances are good or evil or whatever, wisdom is just wisdom, it's not really good or bad, that you just do good and bad? No, it's just understanding what you're dealing with. So, no, I'm not going to sit here and tell nobody on my channel with my tongue, you're going to hell because you're worshiping Jesus Christ or Allah. I'm not going to say that. I only give the way. I only give the understanding. I only give the knowledge. I only build upon that of what the Father gave me of the doctrine. That's it. It's y'all choice to believe me or not. Just like any other sister, brother can do the same. It's your choice to believe them or not if they speak in truth. And I know that you have your own mind to discern that you get from the Holy Spirit. You have it to see. But how can you even know and see anything or discern anything when you're going off of just your own understanding of what somebody told you about? They said in the Christian church. We all done been there with the flattering of tongues, but the truth is here now, and it's became simplistic as it can get. But you still gotta seek and want it. But the truth is, do you want it, sister, or are you just content with just saying your speeches of lies that you heard, or just content with trying to argue the word, trying to make it be a contradiction? That spirit in you want to make it be a contradiction because you're not ready to hear it or perceive it, because you got this stuff in your head of African spirituality. I'm a goddess, I give life, this black woman thing that they done to lead y'all off to put yourself so haughty and highly, which it is truth in it, but still you gotta come in through the straight way. Still, you can't be like that. And it's like, humble yourself for real.
Lies, because I believe that there are many guys that created all of this.
Fine.
It's an element.
That's that. Okay. Now.
Solely based on element. It's plenty of elements.
Okay, now, sister.
Like
You gave me your opinion. Now I'm gonna give you the facts.
Those are my facts.
Listen, I'm gonna give you the facts. I'm gonna give you the facts. Your opinion. Now listen to you. Now don't get all crazy. I'm gonna give you the facts. No, wait. You gotta give facts about your opinion. I'm gonna give a.
Well, like I said, I got a lot of factual evidence on my channel. If you can't read through my science or my silence or anything to depict the pictures and the meshes that I'm saying, then that's on you. Because like I said, I'm only going to get a pathway. It's up to you to figure out and understand what the parables, the messages, and everything is about. Like this saying that's been going around lately, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Okay, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. This is not a battle. This is not a confrontation. This is not even an argument, because facts going to speak to itself. Understanding is unspoken language. It's going to explain itself so beautiful and simply as the Hebrew pictographs. You don't gotta argue about it, which I don't. Like I said, I don't argue with none of these black women that prop themselves up, the wife of Jesus Christ or the wife version of this camp or this or that. I don't. Got my own channel and I'm giving it. So exactly like I just said, nobody really gonna have excuses. You seek hard enough. Did you know I've came to many brothers and sisters and privately through email, talked a little bit on the phone briefly if they got my number and they called sister or two, but I'm giving it freely. I'm giving it freely through the emails. I'm getting it free through my channel. I try to tell people about it, get it out there, because like I said, the word has already went forth. The sons of men have gathered and propped it, and they speaking the word. It has went forth. So at the end of the day, it's clearing the pathway. And you're going to have only two options. You want to choose Jezebel or you want to choose Mother Wisdom pathway. That's just the two options. You want to choose the spirit of truth or you want to choose the spirit of the reprobate. Okay? You want to choose whatever you want to choose of Allah that says one, there is no God, there is no spirit. Alright. Or you want to choose, like I said, the Hamashiach that comes in too. But he won. The spirit do exist. So it's on y'all. I can't, nobody can force nobody to see it. They just gonna have to have their own mind, use their own mind. That's what it's gonna be. But obviously don't know what you're talking about.
I don't give my opinion. My opinion don't matter. According to the scriptures. Listen, brother. According to the scriptures, the Most High says this. He says that man's words are vain. True. Man's words mean nothing. True. That's why. Listen. That's why when I mentioned what the scriptures say about pigs, I validated with facts, science, not my opinion or how I feel about it. Okay? You can't argue against that. So now, when you say, so I know she had the least, she was offended. I get that.
No, she's not.
I get that. You're supposed to be.
No, she was not offended. She got her.
So let me ask you a question. You said that. You said, all right. You said that there's many gods, sister. You said that there's many gods, right? You said that there's many gods. I just want to ask you a question. I just want to ask you a question. You said that there's many gods, right?
As a woman, we
No, I'm not trying to change your views. Don't worry about it. You know who's going to change your views? The Creator. I guarantee you that the Most High God, the Supreme Power, is going to change your mind. Because once this word go down, the Most High lets his word go forth. You understand? So, it is what it is. We're not out here. I'm listening to you. What do you want to say? You got a question or you want to, well, I mean, and then you say something, I got something to say to you because I already know where your mouth is coming. Go ahead, I'm listening. Did I judge you? Did I judge you? Back up a little bit.
Woo, now the harlots and all crowd around him. They getting in his face now. The lesbian, she's serious now. Wow. It's real out there. The tongue stirs up many things, like Proverbs say.
Came up here. I'm listening. I'm listening. So now let me hear you. You're grown. I'm gonna listen to what you're saying. He's trying to attack me.
Y'all fucking women over here.
Relax. I already told him that. That's why he over there. Because he don't listen. So relax. You getting emotional, brother. I'm not. You getting emotional. You getting emotional. You can put me down. You getting emotional. You can put me down like a... All right. Let me hear what you gotta say. Go ahead. What you gotta do? What you gotta do? What you gotta do? I was right here. Hey, bro. You been trying to hear her. I want to hear her. I want to hear her, man. I want to hear her. Go ahead. You go ahead. Right here. Go ahead. Let's go, bro.
Okay, so the brother coming behind the harlots and telling him that he gonna whoop his butt. Wow.
He's gonna put me down. Tell him not to look like that. Him gonna put me down.
Cursing at the man. All this because the bird had been spoke. They mocking, they laughing. Don't this sound like the end days of Noah? Don't this sound what they did, you know, to Christ on the cross? For him speaking truth, don't it sound like it, huh? Mockers everywhere. Even he just said, put me down on the list. Wow. She getting all out her character. It's getting real. Mockery.
Hey, listen.
All for correcting a woman clothing, just telling her clothing was wrong.
You're not even hearing this. You said you wanted to hear it? Stop being emotional and listening. Stop being emotional and listen to this, man.
And you right, brother, that's doing all that mockery. You are going in your emotions just like the harlots. No wonder why you are, because you're around the spirit of Jezebel. Now it done got on you. First you was sitting here trying to be the mediator, was doing okay. But then now you done turned into a whole emotional wreck like the women. That quick. That's crazy. And you're mocking the word.
Stop being emotional and listen to this, brothers. Listen. He was over there. He was over here. He said like this. He goes like this. Are you gonna listen? Let him finish. Go ahead. Go. So go ahead. Shit. Tell me what you told me. Say what you told me. Don't switch it up. You gotta switch that shit up.
I just wanted to say, one, he said he tried to compare men and women. Number one, they do not compare at all whatsoever. Hello.
Okay, the lesbian, I guess she talking or whatever she is, she said that first she wanted to say that he tried to compare men and women. We are not comparable. Yes, we have different, I would say, objectives as far as our gender pattern, far as roles, but we are one. Okay, we are one. We did come from man. Okay, we did. They did create us. If the father is the master masculinity and the image was the man, then we'll just say the man created us. If you want to do it like that, it still would end up being the God created wisdom, like she's the spirit, the Holy Spirit, feminine. He created her. Okay, they are the creators, and nobody is before that structure.
Is your very own mother.
Okay.
That's second.
She said your mother is your creator. That's right. Mother wisdom do create the father stuff, but she's still not before the creator. Alright? Because we're following the structure from the heavens.
Jesus wore dress. He said that only women wear dresses.
Alright. Now, here we go. Let's get this work.
Read
what you got.
That is correct. Only women do wear dresses. Okay? The garments that they wear is not dresses.
No, she's talking. God.
I'm hearing it.
I'm quoting what he says.
Go ahead.
He says that God is only one that judges. So why is he sitting here judging?
Okay, now what?
Yes, he did say that God is the one that judged. God is his children. He said, I will establish my righteousness through my children. We are them and they are us. It's a unity, a body.
Okay, now watch. Stop. Watch this. Now watch this. You said that I did that, right? Now let's see. Wait. Okay. Now, that's your opinion. Now we're going to get the facts, okay? That's cool? Let me move. Now, listen to you. Now, I gave you your opportunity out of respect, right? Now, give it back. Come on, watch this. Read that. Come on, read that. Come on. Chapter 7, verse 24. Come on.
Judge not according to appearance.
He said, judge not according to...
Judge righteous judgment.
He said, judge not... Read it again.
Exactly. So, he did not call you a whore. If he did, he would be judging off the way you're wearing. Now, the question to you, would he still been wrong if he did? Come on, women, stop playing. But at the end of the day, let me differentiate the knowledge. Okay? When it says not to judge out appearance, he was correct how he came to you. Specifically tell you your clothing is of a whore. He did not say you himself, or he would be judging off appearance. Now, the judging of righteous came through him correcting you with what you're wearing. That's the righteous part. Simple. See how it's simple, but it's not so simple. I don't know why. Because you don't got the spirit, obviously. You will understand what he's saying.
But judge righteous judgment.
But judge righteous judgment. Wait, hold on now. So it's telling you, you got it. No. Listen, you're not listening. But judge righteous judgment. Now, if you look at what you have, you heard her say, let me be naked, I want to be naked. Yeah, listen, everybody want to just live how they want to live and not follow what the Creator said to do. And I'll tell you and show you why. Now watch this. You said I'm judging you because this, that, and the third or whatever, right? Yeah. showing why a woman shouldn't wear those things. Now, here's where you're wrong. Jesus did not wear a dress.
What did he wear?
Okay, now, let's get the scriptures.
Oh, now the lesbian trying to say Jesus wore a dress. This is straight mockery. To master Yeshua like the spirit of truth, a masculine form, you just gonna do him like that, woman? Like you just gonna say he wore a dress? Ooh wee, I hate to be in that boat.
Go to Revelation. I'm gonna show you.
What did he call
Listen, I'm gonna show you. Listen.
She said she seen all the movies. So this is proof. You're going off the movies. You talk about white Jesus movies where they had him in a dress. And you know the pictographs or the quotes they put everywhere. White Jesus, he be in dress. Yeah, he do be in dresses. Now I think about it, he do. And you're going off of that image as the real man did that. So you believe everything you hear on movies and TVs. That's what you're telling me. You really believe that. In the femininity of the black Madonnas. Lesbian code. Y'all really believe that? Alright. See, I already know. Y'all ain't got to tell me. Never been in one, but you know how I know? The spirit. I told y'all earlier about the gifts. Things you able to know. Sometimes you don't know why you know, but you know. Then the Father revealed why you know. It's tied in our DNA. We know. I'm telling you. They have put it all out. America been a whole scene. You can get on to and see all the stuff that they worship. It's crazy.
Movies. Here's what you got. Come on. Movies say Moses is white.
Revelations chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Come on.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Come on.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as they burn in a furnace. And his voice as the sound of many waters.
Get down to the garment. Get down to his garment. What's going on?
Okay. This is Revelations 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Yep.
Look at it. Turn around. See this brother right here? Turn around. Look. Look at this brother right here. See this brother right here? See, that's a garment. In that time, in ancient times, the men wore garments that came down to their foot. They weren't dresses. Okay? How do we know they weren't dresses? Because they had to wear girdles around it. These girdles were war apparel.
Yeah.
You understand? So they weren't dresses.
Did women wear
because
girdles?
Women wore dresses back then.
Yes, we wore dresses.
And women, there was
Sometimes our grandmothers in the sometimes our grandmothers in the wintertime when it was cold, we put the tights. That's why I said y'all can't do the tights or jeans or something of a structure to cover our wound, like he said about the split. Only in winter times we had it. Some of them in summer had the little Speedex or whatever. Sometimes we got it in the stores. You can buy them, girls. I got some. But I'm saying, yeah, in wintertime especially, we had to put something on our dress. But overall, our cover was a dress. Long. It was our cover. I got on dress now. But yeah, it was. He right about that. And now, like I said, when they start talking wrong, it's always cool when I'm saying something that correcting their knowledge of where they going wrong. And I'm like, yeah. Why can't I do the same with the women? I'm the same way. I ain't gonna change. Like, far as that, if somebody's speaking truth on what it is, yeah, I gotta agree because that's what it is. It's true. I accept nothing but truth. If it was coming from you, sister, I had some that speak truth. I agree with. I'm like, yeah, you were just right. It's just simply accepting truth. Okay? I can't deal with my emotions when it comes to that part. I really can't. Never have been.
And that's still to this day. Still to this very day. You understand? But our people don't accept that.
The emotion I dealt with, I'm going to just confess, it was anger. Anger and love is my two strongest emotions in my life I had to deal with. Controlling my love and controlling my anger. That's the emotions I dealt with. Now some women may deal with another one. got a few emotions out there, but I'm just letting you know mine that I came a long way in. Controlling my love, controlling my anger, but my love is my anger to a sense. It's hard. I ain't gonna go on there listening. I'll be all day, but just know my love, my anger is that the emotion, and it comes from a place of my heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't have trigger emotions off of any and everything of foolishness or something that's just so worldly outside of truth or outside of something. Now, that's never been the type of woman I was. It always came from an anger point or a love perspective, which my love is my anger. So, but I'm just letting y'all know right now about the emotion part. It is definitely can be separated. It is possible to separate your emotions by your logical mindset. You can subdue it, but you gotta learn how to not make it clash in a whole bundle of confusion. But it happens when your mind is not stable. That's the only way it can happen like that. But once your mind, your foundation is set and all that of truth, then you can learn how to battle, to fight in the spiritual warfare with the tongue, with the actions, with the response. But like I say, I clearly did not see mature women, no wise, no wisdom in the responses to what the sons of men were trying to say. You know, and I don't know why they showed this example, but you know what, it's okay, because I definitely, this is what I'm all going into right now, so it is perfectly set up for me. I'm glad of it. But it's really disturbing in a lot of ways. I can't believe, you know, I can, because the word tells us about the days of Noah's, and I know what they've been doing. And this is how they're going to come.
Nobody really want to deal and accept the truth. It's like, be what you want, do as thou wilt. But this is why there's chaos all throughout this planet Earth. You understand? There's nothing but chaos. You understand? But see, when people don't... Okay, here it is. I understand why she feels that way, because she thought I was going to say something about her being a lesbian. But I wasn't. I know you are, but I wasn't. See, that's the only reason why she said what she had to say. You understand? Now let's get what the Most High said about that. Get what the Most High said. See, that's why she had to talk about the dress and Jesus wore a dress. Because she felt fun.
And see, I already picked that up. But when I first watched this, before he even got to all the tongue, when she came in the middle and stood there when they asked the other two hardest around, I just detected. I'm a woman, I know. I just detected she was a lesbian. But that's okay, sisters. It's okay. But for you to try to emasculate the Messiah, that's something that I don't like. To fit your sin, that's kind of messed up. When you could be one of the wise versions to be there. Why wouldn't you be attracted to full masculine? Why would you want that? That's weird to me. Why? Why wouldn't you want that? But I don't know.
Funny about the clothing. You okay? She thought I was going to get into her clothing and her wear. Now here's another thing. And if any of you women are lesbians out there, and you men, if you're homosexual gay men out there, I tell you this. If you don't like hearing about...
I'm going to say this before he finished the reproach or correction. You can be forgiven for homosexuality, but here's the deal. The reason why in the Hebrew, when I was studying the Hebrew and I was studying the word, it says the Sodomites, when it talks about the two, the Ra Kaddish and the Kaddish. See, that Q is not, that's why I just say Ruah, the great Ruah. If y'all ever seen me in my things, that's why I just said it. I take that Kaddish word because it is some sense of, see, you remember Queen Sheba? You know, there were males that called themselves Queen Sheba in the ancient times. That warred against the real, you know, women that ruled. You had that effeminate spirit. It always exists. It's always exists in mankind. Since the beginning, we have seen this with Sodomites. Alright, here's the deal. The Most High knows the circumstances in the field of Judah in this captivity. Someone was raped by the white men in slavery. A lot of things I know it's hard for us to talk about, and it's hard for us to see because of the scars of that and the abomination that comes with that. But the Most High knows, in a sense. I'm not advocating. I'm not the Christian church, so I'm not going to whitewash it for you, make you feel good that it's you. But I'm also not going to persecute you and say, no, you can't enter if you have done that. The only way you can't is if you have become rope-abided to your sin. Meaning, that's when he says that they changed over, and it's a few that he just allowed to continue. These would be the ones you would not be able to get through. They are not going to see, they're not going to hear. They're already gone that far deep in it. They would not. But you have those cases of some men being raped, some women being raped, or some women having the experience here and there, or some men that, which is all filth, is all wrong. It is. It truly is. But for you to cut your penis off and for you to try to get a penis, no. For the transgender women and men, no. He's not forgiven for that. You have went to the stick to cut your sexual organs off. If the kingdom is going to produce on earth and we're going to be able to have more children, we need men and women with penises and wombs, right? To even continue the legacy. So in the kingdom, we're going to be made, we're going to have our one, and how are you going to come to the kingdom with that? That's why he said some was Enosh from birth, some of them have changed over. The Messiah spoke it all, because these are the days we're going to be living in, worse than Noah. They did that in the beginning, in Genesis. You will not be forgiven for that. And natural women, you giving yourself over and letting these doctors cut your vagina out, hysterectomy. How are you going to get a husband? How do you want a righteous husband? Because he going to want to see, right? So how you going to get a husband in the kingdom if you can't birth him nothing? Because you chose to do that choice. You chose to go in the world and do all these things that they said it was okay. Like tattoos everywhere. I ain't got a tattoo a day on my body. And guess what? I didn't come in truth until a couple years. So even when I was in the world, I never got a tattoo. I never went off and stint in some of these things the world was saying okay to do. So I'm speaking my mouth in righteousness, saying no, you can't do that. And think that you're going to say God going to look at your heart. It's so pure and you help everybody, but you got to turn your penis into it. The only people that I hear religion accepting that is Islam. For right now. They accepted transes and all that. So of course. But at the end of the day, I ain't here to condemn you with my words, because I am not the judge of all. I say I am a partaker, a judge, just like the other brothers and sisters, the wise virgins. We all will be able to be that in the body as children. But our Father has to say so to who will enter into the kingdom. He will have the last say so. But we're here to warn you, be the messengers, prepare your hearts, guide you to the marriage. Ask you to turn around, sister. Turn around. If it's not too late. You still got a natural vagina, you still can get pregnant, or you still, come on, turn yourself over. You'll be very useful. But instead of y'all doing that, men, stop sleeping with them. You'll be very useful. But the difference is when the men go, because they got a penis. So I'm going to let them explain it a little more depth, or why they may not be able to get back. But it is a percentage, and they don't have to tell their testimony. I'm not going to tell you brothers to say if you have or not, or what happened to you, or what. You ain't got to, okay? You ain't got to tell me that. But you know what I'm saying. Yes, there will be set apart men, but don't nobody know their journey and what Judah had to go through. I blame me, had to go through a lot, and some of them really are still here after that, and have put away some of the filthies and some of the wrong sins they have done. Just like killing a brother is wrong. See, the Most High on the same one that says thou shalt not men constantly is the same one that said don't commit adultery, don't lie. He already told us, like I said, understand his balances, his ways. But for you sisters, you can too. You can too. But you know why? It may be a few sodomites that may end or whatever. and then no lesbians in it at all, or maybe just a simple harlot that changed herself over, because we all are that. We all are labeled that anyway from what we've been through. Because you gotta listen. Some of them would listen, some of them would take heed, some of them no, and some of them didn't feel comfortable in it and not gonna feel comfortable, and that's gonna be the remedy. But the remedy ain't gonna have to tell their stories, because the Most High has cleansed them. He know them, and He don't care. Even if the world come try to bring that to y'all sisters and brothers of any of your past, don't let it phase you. It's okay. We gonna preach this word. We gonna push it out, and we gonna continue regardless of anybody of our past lives or past experience try to deter us down and bring us back or whatever. I don't want to hear a man, when another man turn his life over to the Most High, oh, you used to be that. I don't care what they used to be. What is he now? I don't care what she used to be, what she is now. She got the garment. She coming to the wedding. The wives are, we coming to the wedding. We went through the process that he told us to do. You get mad at us? Why? Because we went through the foolish virgins, the other world. You get mad at us? Because we went through the process we chose. Y'all had the same opportunity like us. Everybody is given that. Come on, man. That's just unfair. And for you to try to destroy somebody, say that's just going to show who you are. Who you are. But don't let that get to you. But yeah, I'm going to let him finish his real progress because he right. But I just wanted to let y'all know on my end, because I'm gentle, I'm loving. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to bring it like they bring it. I'm not a man. But at the same time, I'll bring it to you real like it is. But I do got emotions tied to what I'm saying, because I really care about, you know what I'm saying. I would like for her to not continue that blasphemy, not continue to do that. And she walked out. She not coming back. You know what I'm saying? But if she hear this, or you hear this, sis, just know that you can turn around. You hear this, bro, you in that type of stuff, you can, if it's not too late. But hey, at the end of the day, I can be speaking this, and their mind can be already sealed. They're not going to hear what I'm saying anyway. But I'm going to still put it out, because, I mean, that's me. I ain't going to let nobody change who I am. I want to give you hope. I want to give you that. You can. Because the scriptures say it will be. Some of the saints and stuff have came from some of the worst, the toughest times. Some of the, you don't know half of it. But that's why he was telling how the sinners will understand. Because of experiencing the Holy Spirit, experiencing the fire, experiencing the trials, experiencing the persecution. And they never gave up. They never gave up on their soul. They kept fighting for their soul. That spiritual warriors right there, fighting for their soul. They ain't finna let it take them down. No matter how, they gonna get back up. A righteous man falls 70 times, get back up. That's what we kept doing. And everybody go, you know, that endure to the end shall be saved. That's what it say. Not here to persecute you, but truth has to reign. Truth has to reign. It has to be spoken.
About yourself and what you think is the negative, keep walking. Enjoy 42nd Street and watch the bus, because it will smash your ass. Why? Because you're going against the oracles of the Creator, man. Remember, 2 women can't procreate, nor can 2 men procreate. 2 men cannot procreate, nor 2 women can they procreate. No, no, no. It's impossible. Now it's found scientifically under a microscope that when 2 women's secretions, they attack each other. You understand? But people don't want to, they want to go ahead and run to be lesbians. They want to run to be homosexual. Why you looking at me like that? Now let me ask you this. Before I go on, are you a lesbian? Yes or no? I'm just asking. No? Do you believe in that?
I mean, I'm not here to judge nobody. What you do with your life, that's you.
But here's the problem. This is why the earth... Listen.
She said, he asked her, are you a lesbian? She paused. And she say, I'm not here to judge. I mean, I feel like what people do is their business. Okay, you take one lesbian out the group, okay? She go sleep with Johnny. Come back and sleep with Sarah. Run into Bob down the street. Run into John down the street. Run into Ashes down the street. Boom, boom. Pathway. Wicked of the harlot. Scarlet. Alright. She burning with that passion. Burning with that love. She everywhere. Alright. Innocent people that's just, you know, maybe caught up naive, like, you know, looking for a boyfriend, girlfriend. They chopped to the exit. She put on this appearance like she, you know, this and that. But she full of this. She's full of lust. She has a spiritual demon. She may be dealing with a fleshly disease. Okay, after she done turned about 50 or 60 people with that mindset, other people, well, what she do is not my business. Guess what? The whole nation sick now. Off of the deceit, right? Off of this one person. But everybody knew she was a heart. Everybody knew she was doing stuff. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Then you got some that didn't believe when you came. But, oh, that ain't none of my business. Everybody plotting like it's okay. America's made a sin for the woman to do this, the woman to do that. So it's okay to be whore. It's okay to be on the TV showing y'all boobies, shaking y'all butt, getting down. It's okay. But then when the whole nation sees they got this virus done came and played, AIDS, HIV, all this stuff start coming. Everybody sick. People dying out of nowhere and nobody ain't got no answers. But they have let this prostitute, this whore, these whore, just filling them, juicing them up. That ain't none of my business that she want to go script. It ain't my business she want to go. No sisters correcting no sisters. It's just one follow the big old Jezebel. Just follow the head. She knows best. Now guess what? All the nation sick. The whole nation sick. And we don't know why. Because someone said it ain't my business. It ain't my place to judge. That is so simple-minded. And that's why you can't be called to the wedding. That's why you can't be part of the wise virgins with that attitude. Because you're not judging right. You're not judging. And that's why the Most High ain't gonna call you. He gonna call people that got sound wisdom. That got warriors. He got purpose for everybody. Spiritual warriors. I mean, that done been through that. Been through all that. Know how to war against that spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he gonna call. He gonna call people that's worthy. That fought for it. They gonna deserve it. These people deserve it because they fought for it. They ain't sit up here and say something like that. It ain't my business. Oh, you're not your sister keeper? You not your brother keeper? You sound like the spirit of Cain when he told Abel, when he killed Abel, and then gonna tell the Most High, am I my brother's keeper? That sound like the spirit of Cain right there. Now I bet y'all think I'm teaching, but I'm only instructing. That sound like the spirit of Cain. I'm not my brother's keeper. I'm not my sister's keeper. So what you just said, she's a black woman that just said it. It's like I said, the one Jezebel is like all the little heads. Don't got their own mind of thinking.
I'm gonna explain something to you. I'm gonna explain something to you. This is why, you know what? People like to say that, right? Sister, hear me out, sister. Hear me out. Hear me out, sister, please. Watch this. You know when people say, oh, do what you want, you know, I'm not here to judge nobody. This don't affect everybody, this, that, and the other. You know why everybody's wearing a mask? Because one person affects another person according to what the rule said, right? So this is why everybody's wearing a mask. So now, if there was a truth to the matter, about, oh, to do whatever what they want, however what they want, then why do you have a mask on? Because you affect the people around you. Thus say the powers that be, right? So now, with that mentality, I don't judge anybody. To each his own. Let people do what they want to do. This is why the earth is in the condition that it's in. This is why it's in that condition.
That's right.
Because everybody walks around like an individual and say, well, it ain't me. That don't affect me. That don't affect me. But when things start to affect your household, then now you're worried about it. Now you care about it. Now it's a problem. Now you want to fix the situation. Something's wrong with that. That don't make no sense. Something is wrong with that. Why not touch it now? Why not deal with it now? Let's see what the Most High said about the lesbians, man, and the homosexuals. I know they don't like it. Y'all not supposed to like it. This is supposed to bother you because you're all living wretchedly, man. You're all living in sin. You don't give a damn what the Most High say. And this is why the Most High sent his sons out here to teach this word. We're all across the country, man. Everywhere you look, you're going to find Hebrew Israelites. That's right. And they're getting bigger and bigger, larger and larger. Right. No matter what camp, what group, y'all in trouble. The day of reckoning is here. Because our people are not understanding that the time is short. That the time is near. Nobody wants to do what the Creator said. But you let these guys walk around like it's okay. Right. When their forefathers destroyed this planet. When their forefathers enslaved your forefathers and your others. And everything is okay with y'all. Say, I can't hear you. Say it again. You say what?
the brother said, start fighting me then. Start fighting me then.
Why? You still got
he don't understand that.
I can't hear you.
He said start fighting him.
No, don't worry about it. You're going to get your head smashed in. That's right.
Yeah, he said start fighting him now. Those are such provocative words, brother. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the battle of Armageddon? I know you ain't ready looking like that, brother, but you said you but yeah, so
he a man, so he ain't that woman. Okay, now you can handle his ass and get back to talk about it. See what I told you? I ain't want to do it, but you push the button. That's the hand of the Father coming down on your ass.
Right, but brother did right though. He told him with the words, and if he wanted to fight, why didn't you just hit him?
Because you can act like an ass and an ass sometimes.
Yeah, but you could have just hit him, brother. You ain't even had to say you want to fight. You could have just hit him if you really felt like, you know. Some people, when you put their hands on, then they'll show you, but. You saying words like he's saying words, but when whoever strike the first, then you'll get what you deserve. But hey, that's really provocative there. You saying you ready? All right.
Right. No matter what you study, all the MMA, the Krav Maga, all that, you can never stop the hand of God. And understand this: when the black man. When these, I want all you little white men and you little white women understand this one thing. When they get their shit together and stop shooting each other, y'all are finished. That's right. Because they shoot each other freely. They shoot each other with no problem. But when they start scratching their head and realize that you the enemy, y'all finished. Y'all never seen nothing like that before. Y'all never seen nothing like that before. So when it comes, y'all are doomed. And this is why y'all people gotta wake up, man. Our people gotta realize that. They gotta realize that the Most High is calling us, man, to wake up. He said, wake up. You understand? So now we gotta get into the scriptures. You ask yourself that. No, ask yourself since you the smart one. Ask yourself since you the smart one. Ask yourself since you the smart one. Ask yourself since you the smart ones. Now read the scripture, guys.
Look at Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
Come on.
If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with women, both of them have committed an abomination.
So the Most High said that if a man, hey, it is what it is. So now the Most High said that if a man, read it again from the top, come on.
If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
So the Most High said that if a man lays down with another man, like he would with a woman, they committed an abomination. And that's a filthy, wicked act.
And that's pertaining to, this is how it affects the woman. When a man go inside another man and then you come back, the scenario I just got, but I used a woman laying with both, a woman and a man. But I can use it like he said. You go and sleep with a man, anal, whatever, and you come back and sleep with a woman, your penis, like he explained with how bacteria and different things, and you go back into a woman. That's why he said both has committed abomination. Of course, intentionally, she may not didn't know her husband or boyfriend or whoever it was dealing with the same sex come into her. She would have that filth on her. Personally, I've experienced this. So at the end of the day, what he's saying is right, and I'm here to confirm what the sons of men have thrown out of truth. That is correct. You will become abomination, even if you are not a lesbian or you have a wife and you're not a sodomite, but your counterpart are dealing with these things and come lay with you. You are going to be just as guilty of the abomination on you, whether you know or not. That's why he says Judah has sinned, the fallen nations has sinned, the whole earth has sinned. We all have become a victim of that. The difference is the repentant sinners are going to be the warriors. Okay, hear me out. The repentant sinners, the ones intentionally or unintentionally, either way, have came inside the body and went through the process of the Holy Spirit and getting cleansed, they shall not fear the evil day. But for the ones who still in it, they shall fear it, and they shall be taken by her. Why? Because they chose that way and continue and did not hear sound doctrine, did not hear sound wisdom. So this is what we're going to get. The Christian church wants to depict David, which is the father of the bloodline of the covenant of Leviticus, or whatever you want to call it. They depict David as being a wicked man because he had to kill some men. Even when he was in his sin, he probably was like that. But the difference is, when he came to the Most High and do it for the Most High, he still was labeled under these Christian theologians or ideologies or whatever men say. Oh, he is wicked. The Most High said, thou shalt not kill. He said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But how was David considered his chosen one and he did these sins? See, you got to understand the balance and justice. You got to understand the pathway. You got to understand the process. And for some reason, sinners that can choose to submit to their flesh and their slave to it, they don't have that understanding. And that is why, because they have not came upon the Holy Spirit and have been baptized with the fire, have not been given the understanding through the Spirit. Is the only way we can get there. So at the end of the day, was he really wicked? Yes, the Most High say thou shalt not kill. But he also says what he doesn't like. And he also says that he would not be mocked, and he could not let this blasphemy go forever. So guess what? Some killing gonna be done by the Creator himself. Why? Is he going against his own lie? No. His love is his wisdom. So y'all would not fall a victim, and he wouldn't have to set up these other oppositions to judge you. But if you're not following his way in life, what else is there for you to go to but a delusion, a lie, and be caught up in your sin? And guess what? Then you have to be judged by it. Are you going to fault the Creator for that? No, he ain't going against his own law, but it tells you in the word, God is long suffering, but he shall put an end to the evildoers, the sinners that are not repentant. They choose to continue in the way and would not listen. It comes a time where the earth gonna have to be cleansed for the righteous to be able to dwell. They don't want to keep on remembering this, so people keep on trying to provoke them, trying to do when they trying to live a peaceful, holy life and been called from there. How we gonna exist when we got sinners? When we don't want to be that way, or we left those old things? How is gonna be possible for us? So judgment is our justice. But y'all are only going to look at the view of the judgment and not understand how do we get to that point. Why the Father has to do that. Because y'all sit up here and think that he is all loving and no correction, no rebuke, and no judgment. That is something incorrect, and we all have been led wrong to believe that. But I'm here to confirm and tell you, no, it's not all loving. It says the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. How is the beginning of wisdom? Because she knows. She understands the balances. She was set up for a purpose because she fears the Lord. She had to get checked. She goes through things. And if his spirit, he does that too, what lesser makes any mere man or mere woman think that they're not going to get it? That's what you need to ask yourself. You're not above the Creator's self. So what makes you think you have the right to do that? If their children has been chastised for this and they go through that with their children, what makes you think that you're so better that you don't have to? No, that's just what it is. And we got to deal with sound wisdom and sound doctrine, okay? And the truth. Seriously.
Walked by great disgust. But everybody said to each his own. You believe that, bro? To each his own? Everybody say that. But the Creator will show you straight up. The Creator lets us know. This is why two men can't procreate.
All right. And that was the ending. And I thank you, Alpha and Omega Clan, for that clip I got on YouTube. And I'm here to just, like I said, I can use real life examples, real things. And I don't have to be out on the corner as wisdom or the wise versions. We don't have to be out there doing as much things we can do through the internet, sitting right here on our platforms. So I am calling the wise versions to stand up, to give us, share your wisdom, and stand with the righteous men and women. I'm calling y'all to correct, rebuke, and try to get this stuff out of our nation that's incorrect, and help the body. Help the body. We supposed to be called to do this purpose. So if you don't pick up your cross and bear it, then I don't know what to tell you. Then you can't be the believer. You can't be the warrior. You can't be these things that you in your mind speaking if you're not ready to apply it and act on it and do it. So it comes with much sacrifice, but at the end, that's what our reward is. So yes, I just really needed to get that out. So when I go into my first 2 and 3 parts, I can just kind of flow on to the topic and what I'm doing. But this is the ending part that I've already done. And I'm just going to sit that there. I'm going to sit this here. And that's the ending of the clause of everything that I was spoken in 1 to 3. And you'll understand the way and what's in life, and to be more observant, and to know what exists, and to keep you from the snares of the strange woman and the wicked man. Don't be taken.